you do that? How did you do that?
I've done many videos explaining my views and certain aspects of exercising. Many of my views are coming from someone whose background is in architecture, not from health and fitness professional. So this is my personal views. Please consult a health professional for any specific advice. This is my personal view and tip and exercise stability. Okay, so one of the important key in exercise is stability. Being stable during all exercise movements is very important. When it comes to stability, the athlete or anyone who is doing the movement needs to be extremely stable or as stable as he or she can be during the movement to provide the necessary force in a controllable fashion to the target muscle. Here, I recorded several random movements that I normally do on the cable machine. You may have seen me do many of these exercises before. The key to this movement is how I planted my feet on the ground to allow my body to be stable and be able to prevent the force or power that I produce from spreading unintended areas of the body. With the standing cable shoulder press here, you will see how I firmly position my legs on the ground. I slightly spread my leg about shoulder width apart. I position my body, my arm based on the intended movement. I took a deep breath to tighten my core. Then I start the movement. The main thing here are my upper body. No other parts of my body should be moving except for my arms. Everything should lock in. Feet and core. The same thing should be done with single arms. Position your legs in a way that will counterbalance the intended weight and movement. Everything remains tight except for the arm. The less motion from the body, the more the intended muscle will be working. The next movement that I sometimes do is standing cable fly. The same concept as the previous movement. I usually position my body at the center of the machine. I bring the cable handle together in front of me. I usually get a sense if one side of the cable is shorter than the other. Once I finally center my body on the machine, then I walk forward with the handle together in front of me. I position my leg in a way that will prevent the entire body from moving or shifting left or right. I make sure the front leg is firmly on the ground while the back leg is to counterbalance the front leg and the entire body too. Together, both legs and my core are tight and stable. There are different ways one can position their legs when they're doing this particular movement. For me, a staggered stance works well for me for this particular movement. Depending on my intention for this cable fly, there are times I will move as far away from the resistance as possible to have extra muscle stretch. The farther away you are from the resistance, the more stretch you will have on the arm. The closer or the chest muscle. The closer you are from the resistance, the less stretch you will have on the chest and less work for the muscle to do. Depend on your intention, no matter how far or close you are from the resistance, but your stance and stability must remain the same. You want to prevent the body from shifting different direction during the critical movement. even when the resistance is at the upper level. The same principle applies. Stand at the center of the machine, bring both sides of the cable together toward you before you step away from the resistance. Unlike the previous movement, this time my stance is different because I am pushing the cable downward. If I was to bring the cable more toward my chest, similar to the previous movement, then I'll position my leg in a staggered stance. It all comes down to counterbalance the force or weight that you are pulling or applying. This is another exercise movement I sometimes do when I want maximum stretch on the chest. For stability, I have my feet in a very wide stance and I bend forward to obtain that extra stretch. This was to show you how I position my body. I hope I guess my advice help, but you have to know your body and how to position your body during certain movement. So whenever it's something you have to work with, and there are some core training you need to do to help you learn to stabilize your body to be at a neutral position. I mean, I've done other videos similar to this, explaining about stability and neutral position and all of that. So this particular video was to show you, I guess, different stance one can take or make during certain exercise movement. So let me know, hit the thumbs up, and I hope this video helps. Thanks.